Hi, and welcome back to part 2 of Watch Me Color. I think I'm going to name this video series. The paper is dry enough. Maybe it's a bit silly that I have let it dry because the brusho powders need water to be activated, but yeah, in my mind it just had to be a dry surface, and that would be the base to work on. I've chosen two colors to accompany the yellow, leaf green and orange. And if I take my swatch book, I'm going to show how they look. This is the orange. Don't mind this stain, it's the turquoise, I think. So you have some particles of yellow, orange and some reds, so to see. And the leaf green is quite vivid. That's this one. So also a bit of turquoise, but vivid green, some yellow. So I thought those two would accompany the yellow from the Neo color quite lovely. At least I hope they will. I'm going to grab my little jar of water, and I'm going to be careful again, as with my first page in this book, being this one, but you probably have seen this already. I've applied water first and did the powders on the water instead of putting powder on the page and spray, because when you spray you don't have any control. It's also difficult working with the spraying of the powders on top of water, but yeah, I think you have a bit of control, at least more than the other way around. So let's hope for the best. I'm going to take am I going to take a slightly bigger brush to work with? Maybe this is better, so I'm just a flat one, and I think I will start with the yellow, with the orange, I'm sorry. So I'm going to remove this pin, make sure that the hole is okay. Fingers crossed. I'm just going to put some water here and there and start putting on some powders. And I don't want to exaggerate, because this yellow is still has to be visible, and here it isn't dissolving. So I'm going to activate it, or trying to activate it on another way, and that's by making some drops come in contact with the pigment. I don't know why this isn't reacting like it should be, but oh well, we'll see how it goes further on. And I have some pigment on my brush already. But I'm not going to worry too much, because I like those stains, but I like the more rough sprays also. I hope everything is quite good visible. And I'm going to put some of this leaf green . That's very dark, so I'm not going to exaggerate with that one. think it's for the best to put down the green first, so that the orange will dominate the green color. I'm going to try to dissolve this a little bit. And that's the fun of the brusho. Also, when it's activated, it works like a watercolor. So you can spread the color around a bit if you want. I'm going to put some green here too. And some here. It's a very playful medium. Now I can put some of this red around also, this orange. And I will get into the, like this butterfly is a bit contaminated already, but that's not too bad. It's really, they really have a learning curve for my feeling. But it's exciting to watch them come together and making their own special pattern. I'm going to add some of that green here also, not too but not much. But I can't have a lot of green here and nothing on the other places. And here I'm dissolving the color again. And merge it with the yellow. This needs some color too. I hope everything is quite good visible. And of course I have to have some extra on top. Because it looked a bit pale. Have I wetted this side yet? I'm going to add a bit of this orange. Okay. I like the special effect. I really do. Going to in with the orange again. And if there's something on the design, I blow it away to make sure that I have a clean page to work on later. And this combo will determine the colors I will be using for the main. Look at this flow. Wow. It's just wonderful. Is it happening here also? No, it's not. Pity. Going to add some orange here. It's so nice to let the paper determine how everything will flow and go, and he can have a bit color closer to his body. Going to use some extra water here on this stain. I'm aware that not everyone will like this technique, and I can completely understand that, because it's not psychedelic, but it's quite special. You have to let go of some kind of control, I think. Going to use a bit of this green again here. And the effect of the brusho sprayed on is very nice, but with so much detail on a page, it's really difficult to, it's difficult already now to maintain a bit of control, and when spraying around, I would be asking for trouble. This may have some red too, or orange, and keep saying red, but it's orange. Now I'm moving to the other side again, and I'm grabbing some of that orange pigment again. Book a bit. I have to put some extra color here too, because it's too pale. I'm going to put some green. Did I put the? Yeah, I've taken the green. I'm going to grab this water jar a bit closer. you can play around with those different shades. Really like that. I have a bit too much of that green. It's already dried, I think. I'm going to add some slightly bit more green here. Of course, if you don't have the brusho powders, you just can leave your page colored in with the neos or whatever. But it's not a color along, as I was saying before, so it's just a video to watch me make a mess or make a success. And so far I really like it. It's quite busy background, but if you don't go too crazy with other colors, although that first page turned out quite okay, even with using a lot of colors. I'm going to dissolve this green a bit again. And this will take quite some time to dry. Because you have to use a lot of water. Or at least I'm using a lot of water. Bit of green here. I like the olivey or the olive look that the green gets when you paint. See, it's quite an olive tone. Oops, I went in with her into her foot. Okay. Just have to have a bit of extra color to use here and there to make some paler areas a bit more vivid. And this will be tricky. I'm not going to use too much. So this is how our page is looking like now. I still see a bit of opportunity to put some extra yellow here, orange here. And now I'm just playing around a little bit more. Okay, this is it for now. I'm 22 minutes in, so that's perfectly timed. Part 3 will be the start of the real coloring. It can be paints, it can be pencil. I will decide when this paper is dry. I'm always 23 minutes in, so I'm going to say a quick goodbye and we see each other again for part 3. I hope you like this background and are interested to see what I'm going to make of this one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.